Ay. We had the last one. Zip. Let's just finish this. Alright, let's go! Carnivorous Waterslide. That sounds like a horrible time. But the size of this SCP is perfect. Euclid. SCP-1829 is contained at the vacant Wild Springs Water Park in Addison, Wisconsin, where it was originally discovered. At least 2 Foundation guards will be posted at the park's gates to prevent civilians' access to SCP-1829. Once weekly, SCP-1829 is to be supplied with 25 kilograms of raw meat. See Addendum 1. The pool at SCP-1829's base should be inspected following digestion, and any undigested remains should be removed by a net and incinerated. As the Wild Springs amusement park has been marked condemned since 1979, no further containment procedures are necessary. SCP-1829 is an orange and yellow water slide approximately 90 meters tall and constructed of an unknown material. A spiraling wooden staircase has been connected to SCP-1829's entrance, allowing easy access from ground level. SCP-1829's structure curves twice before ending at a small concrete pool at its base. A pump system attached to said concrete pool supplies water to SCP-1829 on a constant basis. SCP-1829 appears and functions like a normal water slide until the subject enters a section of tubing shortly after SCP-1829's second curve. At this point, and here goes now, microscopic pores on SCP-1829's surface will secrete a flesh-covered aperture of tissue, trapping the subject in place. SCP-1829 will then drain the selected area of water and begin flooding it with gastric acid, effectively digesting the subject. Analysis of gastric acid has shown a striking similarity with human stomach acid, with the exception of an abnormally high amount of pepsin. This is someone's fetish, I'm sure. This is just war. Waterslide war. After digestion is complete, usually spanning 4 to 5 hours, the fleshy aperture will begin to dissolve, and the digestive slurry will continue into a rough intestine, where it is further broken down by caustic mucus produced by SCP-1829. Any surviving material is pushed through peristalsis from the intestine, where it will continue down SCP-1829's surface until it is ejected into the pool at SCP-1829's base. As this water is later pumped back into SCP-1829, it is heavily polluted with gastric acid, bile, mucus, and bone fragments. Lovely. Lovely. If the subject enters SCP-1829 while it is digesting another subject, or multiple subjects enter the digestion area at once, SCP-1829 will produce additional webs of flesh to contain them until its initial prey has been digested, upon which subject will be released and channeled into SCP-1829's stomach. SCP-1829 was discovered 4 days after its installation at the Wild Springs Water Park, when a year-old child was digested and injected in front of civilians. The park was promptly seized by Foundation agents and Class A amnestics supplied to all civilians involved. That must have been a hassle to find every single one that saw this. Oddly, SCP-1829 functioned as a normal water slide for the first 4 days of its installation until the incident. And then 1. Following a long period without feeding, SCP-1829 attempted to digest its own surface material, leaving several caustic burns in the process. To prevent leaking of SCP-1829's fluids, its containment procedures have been revised to include weekly feeding. And now we have testing limits of SCP-1829's digestion. Okay, test 1. 7/4. I always wondered how the fuck amnestics worked in cases like this. Like, do they implant a different reason the child is gone in the parents? Yeah, they usually, in a lot of cases with amnestics, they would just use it to, like, because I believe I read one SCP where they used amnestics and they just explained to the person what happened, and they just kind of like accept it. It's kind of like, you know, the like, you know, Men in Black, like poof, you saw a car crash, and you know, it's like, oh yeah, I saw a car crash. So I think in this case it's like in a similar case where like they will just forget the event happened, and then whatever reason they will give the parents is what they have to believe in or will believe in. So test 1. Live chicken weighing 1.8 kilograms. 4 hours later, small feathers and bones expelled from SB-1829. There's test 2, 7/5. 1 piece of firewood weighing 2.7 kilograms. 5.5 hours later, small wood chips expelled from SB-1829. Test 3, 7/5. 1 block of iron weighing 91.6 kilograms. 7 hours later, a block of iron expelled from SB-1829, completely undigested. There's a little Timmy drowned in the pool. Sorry, also somehow he did in such a way that the body is irrecoverable. Happy holidays. No, I think in that moment they would say something like kidnapping. Like he got kidnapped, and we're looking for a child, and then they would say something like, "Oh yeah, dead, dead child. You don't even." Or they just make it like depending, because there are different strengths of amnestics that might even just make them forget that the child existed to begin with. Judging by test 3, SB-1829 appears to give up on digestion if unable to break down an object after a certain amount of time. Doctor. Test 4, 7/6. Several iron shavings weighing a total of 1.1 kilograms. As in test 3, undigested iron was expelled 7 hours later. And the last test, or test 4 again. Okay. 7/6. 4 liters of ipecac syrup. 7 minutes later, SB-1829 violently ejected the syrup along with 17 liters of gastric acid flowing the pool at its base. Cleanup and draining took hours. Let's not do that again, Doctor. Alrighty then. We managed to finish up the SCP of today. Yeah, having a little bit of G fuel, not too much though, but a little bit of it for such reads like this does help a lot. I'm not like fully awake, but I'm also not like, you know, dead tired. So it does help. It does help. It is nice to know that that's a good that might be my future tactic, to do that. You gotta take care of yourself too. Yeah, I mean, I only stay up too long on Saturdays because of the amount of G fuel I intake, but then like all the other days I'm good. I mean, occasionally I do an all night on Tuesday as well because it's fun, but other than that, like I always sleep enough. But yeah, this was a good time. It was great.